marks and scars. I'll brush you up just like the dust upon my shoulder. I have a hunch of who you are. Believe it or not, I got the strength to blow you over. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. Hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. Hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way.
Welcome to Talladega for the next round of the iRacing E-Series, the Super Speedway Series, as we head into round 9 here at Talladega. It is round 9 here in the Cup cars once again, before next week we head to Daytona again in the ARCA cars, which is going to be interesting, so looking forward to that one. But Joining me in the booth again is Mr. Frank Marchese. Frank, we are back for some more excitement and probably another wild finish here tonight.
I would imagine there's a little bit smaller field than what we're used to. I think only 22 guys found their way in to this one. But yeah, this is going to be another fun race, as you would expect out of these guys here.
Absolutely, as they are under qualifying right now. Let's go to one man that's he's out on track right now. Greg McConey paying special tribute to a family member that was lost on his wife's side, unfortunately passing away recently. So there is something on the side of the car. It's two people, I believe, that are on the just behind the front wheel. Let's just take a quick look and see when it decides to work. There we go. I'm going to go to this camera just to show what's on there, and you see it right there, the tribute on the side, and he's running a black and gold paint scheme. He's always known for running pretty nice paint schemes here in this league. But yeah, paying tribute to a family member lost on his wife's side, so good for him to do that, as yeah, it's running high on emotion here tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt, and he's going to try to take that emotion and put it on pole, as Mark Mann currently holds that at a 50.693 as he comes through the tri-oval. We'll see what he can do. It will be a 50.76, good enough for 7th for Greg McConey.
Yep, so Mark Mann on the pole right now, Aaron Tribble in 2nd, Cody Smith in 3rd, Brody Smith in 4th, Connor Trafari up in P5, Brandon Wilson in P6. As we've only got about 30 seconds left in qualifying here. I don't think we're going to get many more times than that.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it. As here comes the 17. This is Scott Warren. Warren put it on the pole last week, and he's going to put it on the pole again here this week, beating out Mark Mann by 0.02 of a second at a 691 to a 693.
Fantastic result there for the Canadian there, coming across the line to get his 2nd pole position in a row here in the iRacing E Series, the Super Speedway Series here, live from Talladega. Just a quick recap on last week's race before we go to the race here. Very fun race again, not very many cautions, surprisingly, given the fact that we were on the old surface there, Frank, and another wild finish there last week.
Yeah, it was another great finish, and it was the 501 of Brandon Wilson who ended up taking that race. And I believe we were talking pre-race about who we thought was going to win. And what was my question to you?
I don't know.
Who won last week?
Oh, yeah. You can't remember, can you?
No, and then you said Brandon Wilson.
Yeah, it was
and
Brandon
I
Wilson.
Said, well, it's not going to be him. As we've seen, we have not had a back-to-back winner so far this season. Hopefully, Brandon Wilson can break that trend. But 9 races in, we've had quite a test.
So Brandon Wilson currently sitting in P7. Let's go to the grid first before we do anything else. So let's bring that up for you right now, as starting up on the pole, as we already mentioned. That's the results, never mind. As starting up on the pole is Scott Warren. 2nd place is Mark Mann. 2nd row is Aaron Tribble and Cody Smith. Row 3 will be Brody Smith and Connor Trafari. Brandon Wilson and Greg McConey make up row 4. Row 5 will be Logan Jones and Ryan Worley. Row 6 will be Zay Chandura, who got on the podium last week, and Shane Paul is in P12, Frank.
Row 7 will be Daniel Falkingham, who actually just joined, so he comes in and is a beneficiary. Chris Worrell puts it in 14th, running a Mark Martin throwback scheme tonight. Row 8 will be Joe Francis and Michael Anthony. Row 9, James Cato and Brad Bothwell. Row 10, Zach Bowerman and Jesse Cottrell. Row 11 will be Nicholas Wing and Mitchell Snare. And rounding out the field will be Jason Papp and John LaBombard in the number 95.
So the field starts rolling now for the 9th round of the series, and I don't know why it's doing that to... What the hell? I put the grid cam up and it just went into a wall.
As you do.
As you do. Anyway, Scott Warren going to be starting on the pole here at Talladega. His second pole in a row. Shortened field for this one. 24 drivers taking part, and it might make for some longer green flag runs here tonight, Frank.
It might. It's longer green flag runs. It could also make for a tighter pack all the way through. Now, Zach Bowerman, I'm seeing, has requested an end-of-line penalty for the start of this race, and that was granted to him. So Zach Bowerman will surrender 19th and start 24th. But yes, it is definitely, it's going to be conducive to a lot more green flag racing and hopefully closer packs.
2 Red Bull schemes out there tonight. We've got Cody Smith in one Red Bull scheme in the white one. Oh, we got one dropping out there. That was pretty dramatic. And Zach Bowerman, we just saw him there in the blue Red Bull scheme. So teammates possibly?
I think so. And look at Nicholas Wing's throwback. Could take that one all the way back to like the late 60s, early 70s on Nicholas Wing. Looking through some of these, there's the Mark Martin throwback from Chris Worrell. Shane Paul has a Jeff Gordon throwback. So a lot of different looks here from these guys, and they look fantastic.
As they come flying out of turn 4. Pace truck will make the left turn onto pit road. Now, this run down to the line is probably the longest run you're ever going to find on an oval race. They start from the exit of turn 4 and they go all the way through the tri-oval. As Scott Warren is just holding them down, He will have the green flag come out very soon. As the green flag will come out right about now, and we are racing live from Talladega here on ESBN with the iRacing E-Series, the Super Speedway Series, and very conservative start by everybody. Is already Mark Mann trying to get a push from Cody Smith there.
Yeah, lap 1 of 70. There's a long race to go, and this is a long track with plenty of opportunities to make a mistake. You'd hate to make one at the start of this.
No, you would, as Scott Warren being pushed by Aaron Tribble right now. And Tribble running a black and yellow paint scheme compared to the black and gold paint scheme on McConey's car. Both of them running Mustangs, so we've got to try not to be confused.
It looks like a Penske, like a Keselowski, one of the Alliance schemes that he has, or Logano maybe. So that's a true-to-life scheme. Because already we're going 3 wide. There's a 0-0.
Yeah, there goes Mark Mann falling to the back there as he decides to drop out of it. Oh, it's not Mark Mann. Never mind. It was the 0-0 of Ryan Worley.
Shane Paul's falling off to the wayside. There's the 6 of Worrell fighting on the outside, the last car on that outside lane. As they head through 4.
Completing lap 2 as they come down through the tri-oval. Now just bear with me for a second. Frank, just keep calling the race. I've just got to sort something out here.
As the field heads into turn number 1. Just a slight edge from Mark Mann in the 04. Still has Cody Smith, and we've seen it all season long, that Cody Smith and Brody Smith as well on the inside lane, 3rd car on the inside lane. Those guys have been great pushers as Tribble looks to the inside of the 17. That moves Brody Smith to the outside lane in front of Connor Trafari. And now he's going to go with Cody Smith and leave Mark Mann in the middle. Mann's got a little ways to fall back to get to the 12 of McConey, and there's Smith, Cody Smith, going down in front of Mark Mann, and here's Aaron Tribble looking to the outside. Knows how good a pusher that 7 is, and he's going to try to take it to the lead here on lap 4, and he will. The question is he going to hang Smith out to dry? He is. Here comes the 39. Believe that's Daniel Falkingham, I believe. I hope.
You're hoping?
It is Daniel Falkingham. He's still the 03 on the timing. Cody Smith is going to get that run through the middle, and look who's come all the way up to the front. There's the number 9 of Zach Bowerman. Remember, he requested an EOL penalty at the start of the race, and he's already worked his way inside the top 10, fighting for a top 5.
Yeah, making it 3 wide between the 17 of Scott Warren and the 39 of... I will get it right. And he's running a custom number. So, oh, yeah. It's the 03. I don't know why he keeps running custom numbers.
I was saying.
Bowman is absolutely booking it right now.
Yeah, Tribble just got a bad bump from Bothwell. Sort of sent him a little wild, and now here comes that 09. Here comes that 9 pushing Warren on the outside lane. Warren just barely edges through, and now the 2 Red Bull cars look for them to work together. They were working together all during practice. Bowerman does have the lane. He chooses not to go down, though, as Tribble's pushing him right back up to the front.
Absolutely, as they come down the backstretch once again on lap 6 of 17. Bowman has gone from the back to the front there, but they're 3 wide behind him. That is Brad Bothwell stuck right in the middle, and at a place like this, that's not really where you want to be.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised Bothwell was able to hang on as long as he did. The 22 wasn't necessarily catching up to him, and he had nobody in front of him to kind of pull him along. And just looking at the driver chat right now, watching Bowerman's big move forward. Connor Trafari puts in the driver's chat, Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah, it does, and it definitely got wings today. Does the 9 of Zach Bowman. Bowman decided to back out of it now. So I'm guessing he just wanted to get up there to lead that lap and get a bonus point. Now he's decided, nah, I can just relax from here now.
He might have been testing what his car can do, as it looked like Worrell was about to get turned down to the inside. Fortunately, he was all right in that beautiful Mark Martin throwback, leading the way here at Talladega.
Yeah, something's going to happen here. They are getting way chippy right as they come for the tri-oval. And unfortunately, Brad Bothwell is in the middle of it. Remember what happened last week? He pushed his way to the front and then just got caught up in the middle of a melee. And unfortunately, and I've got my fingers crossed for him, Brad Bothwell's right in the middle of it again.
Yep, and that's Mark Mann peeling out of it in the 04. But this is something you can afford to do. You guys run with each other every Monday and every Friday on Super Speedways. You guys know what your tendencies are. You know what each other's tendencies are. They know what each other is most likely going to do when put in a certain situation, so you can push a little bit harder with guys you know this well.
Yeah, Scott Warren pushes his way back to the front here with Worrell to his outside. Brad Bothwell being scored in 3rd place as they come across the line. Aaron Tribble still there. Cody Smith still there. Brody Smith always there. Jason Papp is another one that's moved himself forward. He was on the back row with
Bowerman.
With Bowman, and he's made his way up to P7 now. I'm actually dropped to P8 now because of the quickly changing positions.
Yep, driving that Kurt Busch Monster Energy number 1 there. Doing a very good job making his way from the back to the front. We've seen it. It's a little bit easier to do. Compare that to our 35 to 40 car packs that we have here. We only have 24 tonight, so it is a little bit easier to go from the back to the front.
Yeah, as we're seeing Scott Warren being pushed to the front by Daniel Falkingham again. And This is a lot more of a laid-back race here. Not so much tension here tonight, it seems.
Yeah, no, but they're still pushing and moving. And look who else is coming up here. Michael Anthony in that number 8 Cyber Power Chevrolet, I believe that is.
It is. It's a Toyota, actually.
Yep, you're right, Toyota. Repping my PC right now.
The car in front is a Toyota. Never mind. That was the way the commercials were in the UK. The car in front is a Toyota.
Oh.
That was their slogan back in the day. Anyway, that was almost ended badly there for... who was that on the outside? That is Aaron... No, that's not Aaron Tribble. That's Brody Smith.
20, yeah.
He almost ran over the back of Daniel Falkingham there going through the tri-oval.
Yeah, and that broke both of their momentum, and Falkingham stuck in the middle as here comes Worrell back to the lead with Tribble right behind him, and look who's come back up here. It's that 0-0 of Ryan Worley. Oh, my goodness, that 6 is making some drastic moves, trying to block the 17 as they come out of 4.
17, Fallen was still in second place though, so didn't really work there as they come down across the line. As they
1/1000th of a second at the line, Worrell.
Wow. That's I'm going to say that's pretty impressive.
God, if only that was lap 70.
Yeah, it's lap 12, but it'll do. 23 of Logan Jones moving his way up to the top 5 now in that orange car, I believe. Let's just take a look at that. That's another special paint scheme we got out there, Frank.
Yeah, it is, and he's going to have a hard time of it tonight, is Logan Jones. He's had a couple of connection issues and a couple of blinks here and there, and I know from experience, if you're blinking on a racetrack like this, people are going to stay far away from you, so he's going to have to try to slingshot his way to a victory because he's not going to get too much help from behind.
As we're just taking a look, it says on the orange ribbon, Briggs beats cancer, so
there you go.
Showing awareness for a very good cause. There is Logan Jones in the 23, so good to see that happening right there as he's currently running right behind, I believe that's
Worley.
Ryan Worley in front of him, so you know what, I feel like Murray Walker with you know, me getting things wrong and you having to correct me all the time.
We all get things wrong, bud.
I'm the modern day Murray Walker. Oh, actually, that's big boots to fill.
Yeah. We all get things wrong. Just follow me for a day and you'll learn that very quickly.
Follow me for a day and you will learn the ways of the Force. As we have one dropping back there, that is, I don't quite see it.
That was the
Michael
8 of Anthony.
Yeah.
Look who were the cars that were together, though. Those 2 Red Bull cars, the 9 and the 7, they broke apart. But they were together momentarily, working that extreme high line.
Yeah, coming out of turn 2 now. They're working turn 4, sorry. Yeah, I see what I mean. You see what I mean? As they come out of the tri-oval in towards turn 1, and Scott Warren will be credited with that lead there as they come flying through this very high banked turns 1 and 2. And the banking here at Talladega, probably the highest, the steepest banking you're ever going to see at a racetrack here, Frank.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to see if in the race stats here, if it tells you the banking. I don't think it does. No, it does not, unfortunately. But yes, it is. It's certainly steep banking, and for a track this long and this wide, you need it. With how much speed these guys are carrying around here, it's super important.
Now remember, these guys are going, if they're in the draft like they are right now, they're going upwards of 200 miles per hour, so definitely fast.
Oh, there goes Worrell!
There goes Worrell, and they save it, but Warren and
Wow.
Worrell are both going to be well off the pace now and going to fall right to the back of the field there, Frank.
It's not that often you see 1 and 2 wreck each other and nothing come of it. That was incredible save by Chris Worrell, and even better job by Warren to get off of it as quickly as he does. And I don't think Worrell has a lick of damage on the rear end of that car.
No, he does not. As we go back live, I don't really know why the replay wasn't working, but Worrell all the way back to P17 now as
I will say for Top Fuel, the replays were a little sensitive.
hazy. Oh no, that was no one. I'm not going to say it. Scott Warren falling all the way back to P23. He got the worst of that one there, Frank.
Yeah, he did, and that's because he had to back off or just completely take the 6 out. So a good job by him, and with how quickly we've seen guys, as Bowerman has gone from the back to the front to the back up to the front in 17 laps. He has plenty of time to get up there, and with the speed in that 17, he's great.
For the first time this season, we have a brand new leader, and we've not seen him at the front yet this season. Jesse Cottrell is leading this thing with Joe Francis right behind him. Francis actually trying to look around the outside to get around him now.
Yep, he's got Falkingham behind him, but I was watching Cottrell before, and he almost had a little bit of a moment, a little bit of a coming together with, I forget who it was now because of all the shuffling around, but look at the power move for the 24 of Shane Paul on the outside line.
Yeah, going for the very high line. He doesn't really have any help, though, as he files in behind Logan Jones. And up on the high side, that is James Cato just falling back there as well.
Yeah, Cato he had come up, and look who's already back up here. It's the 6 of Worrell has already come back up here, and he's trying to push Paul up to the lead.
Yep, you see him on the very high side there, the 43 of... well, that doesn't work because they're running a custom number as well. So
Now, that is the 43, I believe.
no, not the 43.
Oh, that is...
Michael Snare. Oh, Mitchell Snare, yeah. Michael Mitchell, they all begin with M. That's fine.
Close enough.
Yeah. Daniel Falcon making his way back up there as well. He's running to the outside of Joe Francis right now. And here comes Shane Paul on that very high side. And we're going to be 3 wide for the lead here, Frank.
Yeah, that was Falkingham leading that lap, but boy, oh boy, 3 wide. The first 2 rows, and unfortunately, the only thing keeping Joe Francis up there for that inside line right now is the fact it's the shortest way around. Cottrell not giving him too much help as they go down the back straightaway, still 3 wide for the lead.
As Falkingham retakes the lead there, dropping to the bottom and gets the jump on Francis, and Paul and Worrell still keeping it strong on the high side. Here comes Brody Smith through the middle now, and he's going to have Worrell right behind him now. So Worrell looking for another person to help, and just leaves Shane Paul out to dry, and he will get freight train from here.
Yeah, he will. He'll fall behind Mitchell after they make contact, though, going into turn 1.
Wow.
It's hard to keep that car steady on the outside lane, and I think Paul is... that's that outside lane, that extreme high lane. That's a move that you make if you're going for the lead and you have someone you know that can push you there. If you're looking to just kind of hang out up there, it's not the place to be.
Yeah, he's currently in a drag race with Jason Papp now, back there in P11. So not having the best of times since he was having a good push there. I don't know why Worrell decided to leave him behind like that. It was just very odd.
It's very hard to get a line working on that extreme high lane. There's that risk of coming down into the car. Oh, there goes Worrell again and again. He makes the save, but this time the wall's going to help him.
So the 6 is in the wars again here tonight as he's dropping back through the field. See him right there, and he does have a bit of right side damage. Tiny bit.
Yeah, you would expect that this time. He hit that wall a couple times, and we've seen it all night long. He's been aggressive with the blocking.
Yeah,
So
pretty
I
aggressive.
couldn't quite see. I couldn't quite see what started that, but he certainly. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what initiated it.
Just saw Zach Bowman make his way back up to the top 5. So, like you said, he's yo-yoing around right now. Yeah, it's like a, I don't know, half a ton yo-yo right now.
Yeah, just about. As now this line is sort of snaked down to the inside lane. As Brody Smith leads the way, Falkingham in the 39 in second. It's Logan Jones in third. Joe Francis and Zach Bowman rounding out the top 5. And James Cato, we were just talking about him a second ago, falling to the back. He's up to 6th.
Yep. As he finally found a decent draft, and he's got Shane Paul right behind him, who's now decided to make his way forward again. We have Scott Warren and Cody Smith working together on that outside, and it seems to be working so far. Scott Warren, it won't be long before he's back at the front again, because look at the pull he's getting from that 7.
Yeah, those two are working. We've seen the 7 all year long. He's been able to really push, but he's also been a great leader. And we've seen over the last 2 weeks how quick that 17 has been just on merit alone. So it's not a surprise that those two are completely hanging the bottom group out to dry right now.
As they come through 3 and 4 to start lap 25 of 70 here. We are very quickly approaching halfway, and I believe they have a 70% fuel level, so it won't be long before they're coming for green flag stops either.
Yeah, it's 75 here tonight. And that will draw the pits really close. I would say within the next 5 or 6 laps, we're going to start seeing guys hitting pit road. And I wouldn't be surprised if some guys are starting now to try to get near the guys that they're looking to pit with, just so they're ready when the time comes.
Yeah. As we are on lap 25 now. It's still Brody Smith leading this thing, and there they come now. Look at the run by Cody Smith right down there. Really blasted his way into the box. Not sure if he got across the line. Okay, I'm a bit worried for Daniel Falkingham there. He really had to step on the binders there.
Yeah, you were talking about how much speed Cody Smith was coming into the box, and Falkingham beat him.
Yeah.
And Falkingham wasn't far ahead, and Falkingham's just blown the box. So he's in a world of hurt right now.
I don't know what it is with these cameras. They're just not working for me tonight. Joe Francis and everybody else decided to stay out, so we'll focus on them for a while. My guess is that they're going to bring it down this time around here, Frank.
You kind of have to cover off at this point, and Daniel Falkingham did not get a speeding penalty. He is out. I think he was the second to last car coming out of the pits in that group.
Good for him. I mean, if we're getting down from speeds like that, to be able to make it to the line, it takes a lot of skill.
Oh yeah, no, it's not easy, as the rest of the group is in pit lane now.
Yeah, Scott Warren getting into his box as well as Mark Mann. Let's focus on Cody Smith though, because he's the man that led them coming out of pit road, and he did that by himself there, Frank, gaining all those spots by just being the last of the late breakers in towards pit road there.
Yeah, it was, and these guys are now starting to come off of pit lane. I believe the 95 of La Bombard is the only one who managed to stay out. And here comes Cody Smith up to the main group. And unfortunately for Smith, he's got no help and a train of 5 cars behind him who are going to just blow right past him. And that's Warren in the grass.
Yeah. Scott Warren, let's take a look and see what's happened to him. I can't.
He's side by side with James Cato on the apron, and he must have hit the gas a little too much because he just spun it into the grass himself. He didn't go around. but just kind of that punch it a little bit too hard. And he has no drafting help right now, does Warren.
It looked like Worley took the air off him there when he was going around him.
Yeah, that could have been the case of the second one. Is boy, oh boy, the 90 of Wing and the 23 almost had a coming together going into one. Jones falling to the back now.
Yeah, there goes Falkingham. And I wasn't really worried that Falkingham was going to fall to the back after that mistake in pit road, because, you know, he's become quite a specialist of making his way through the field and getting up to the front there.
Yeah, and he wasn't one of the guys that was aggressive at the beginning of the season. When we started this, he was one of those late race chargers if he was able to make it to the late race. But now, over these last couple of weeks, we've seen a completely different Daniel Falkingham who wants to be up at the front. And I'll tell you what, I'm liking it.
Got a bit more work to do, though, as that is Shane Paul right in front of him. Chris Worrell is to his inside, so Worrell able to stay up with the leaders. Probably not by merit, but by drafting. It's the 48 Connor Trafari up in the top 5 for the first time tonight. He's running just behind Jason Pappas in P4, Aaron Tribble in P3, and we've got the two Smiths, Cody Smith in the Red Bull car leading, with Brody Smith right behind him.
Yep, and speaking of Connor Trafari, we mentioned before at the top of the broadcast, 8 races, 8 different winners. Trafari was the first at Daytona, and Pap is going to get left out to dry right above him, and boy, oh boy, he got close to Falkingham. My goodness. They get really close for seemingly no apparent reason.
Yeah, Falkingham's going to lose a spot. He's going to fall back there right behind Jason Papp. And everybody just having a clean race so far. Really enjoying this one here tonight. Not to say that I haven't enjoyed the last few races, but it's good to see them having a nice clean run. No caution so far.
Yeah, no, we've had a couple of accidents, both of them involving the 6 of Worrell, but you're right, no cautions here as we're about to complete lap 30 of 70. So this has been a fantastic race. Great action and completely clean, which has been great to see.
And they're coming up on their first lap traffic of the night. That is John LeBombard there coming up on in the 95. So either LeBombard's going to move out the way or he's going to stay where he is, and they're going to have to figure out their own way past him.
Yeah, LeBombard came in a lap before the first group of pit stops, the Falkingham and Cody Smith group, and left himself hung out there by himself. So that's a manufactured situation for him, and this pack is going to leave him with very little choice in the matter.
Absolutely, as they come out of turn 4 once again. They still haven't caught Falkingham as yet, but they will probably catch him this time around as we start lap 32 of 70. Very close to that halfway mark, and I believe they've got probably one more pit stop left in them. Maybe 2.
I would say 25, 50. Yeah, maybe 1 if this stays green and LeBombard's going to stay to the outside, and Brody Smith is going to take this opportunity to try to sneak a run from Shane Paul.
And that was involving Aaron Tribble as well. As
Caution still has not come out.
And that nearly brought the caution out. He came back up on the track right in front of a bunch of people. And Shane Paul not going to be happy with that one.
It's Shane Paul's own fault, though. He tried to take the inside line. It wasn't clear, so that's on Paul right there.
Yeah, and it's cost Aaron Tribble a lot of spots as well. As Tribble all the way back down to P18 now, as Brody Smith now leading. The two Smiths have swapped places, as here comes Trafari up to 3rd place now, capitalising from that incident.
Yeah, and that's left the 39 of Falkingham on the outside with Worley pushing in the 00. Look who's up here now in the 10. Zishan Guerra has found his way up. He's the 5th car on the inside lane. Pardon.
Yeah, got on the podium last week and looking to do the same here again tonight. Up in that P6 spot, and he's always one of the dark horses when we come into these races. As gets a bit squirrely coming through the trioval, though. There is a very, very bumpy section down there. He might have caught that there.
Yeah, might have done. And Zach Bowerman is right back up to the front there in that 9. Worley's hanging out. Michael Anthony's hung up on that outside lane. And Cody Smith going for the lead. That'll move Trafari to the second car on the inside lane now.
Yeah, and there goes Cody Smith in front of Brody Smith. Now, Cody Smith, the two Smiths, Brody and Cody, I'm not making it up, that really does rhyme. Probably two of the most unluckiest drivers. They lead for the good portion of the race, and then it just all goes to hell for them near the end.
I believe one of the phrases you could use for that is pear-shaped, yes?
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah. Yeah, but yes, those guys are leaders. They're pushers. It's amazing how consistently those guys are at the front and just so consistently in the wrong place at the wrong time when it matters most.
Another British saying would be "it's all gone Pete Tong," but that's a. It's
sure.
It's
go ahead.
It's Cockney rhyming slang for "it's all gone wrong."
Yeah, pretty much.
But
we're about to hit the halfway mark right now.
Zach Bowman now leading the outside line in the other Red Bull car. Now let's see if we can have two Red Bull machines fighting out for the lead, and it looks like we will. As Falkingham, Worley, and now the 8 of Michael Anthony moving the way up there. So he's got help from 3 cars behind him, and Bowman's just going to back out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that. I don't know whether he didn't like the way Falkingham was pushing him or what, but unfortunately Falkingham's not going to let it back out of it as Brody Smith tries to peek out.
It's like saying, don't you back out, you stay in front of me.
Yeah, pretty much. And Ryan Worley saw that and he said, well, no, I think I'm going to go to the inside now.
Yeah, and that leaves Jason.
Brody.
Sorry.
No, as I said, there goes Brody for the lead.
Yeah, as Jason Papp is 4th in line on that outside as well. Greg McConey moving his way up there as well. And that's the first time we've spoken about Greg McConey since qualifying. Again, running that special paint scheme to commemorate the life of a family member that died recently on his wife's side. And a very good tribute for himself as Brody Smith goes back to the front again.
And another guy we haven't spoke much about at all, last week's winner, Brandon Wilson, right behind him. And then now Mark Mann starting to show himself back up here at the front again.
Yeah, you see Brandon Wilson there in the real tree number 501. And Cody Smith back to the front. Wow.
Yeah, Falkingham and Trafari got really close going into turn 1 there.
Yep, looks like Brody Smith's had enough. He's going to fall back here, Frank.
Yeah, I would have done the same exact thing. That's no go on that. It's technically the lead Red Bull car now to the lead pack and the sister Red Bull car behind him.
Yep. So Zach Bowman in the lead, Cody Smith in second, 2 Red Bull cars at the front. It's like Formula 1 all over again.
You know what? I wouldn't mind those days of Formula 1. At least those only lasted 4 years compared to the 7 we've had to endure with freaking Mercedes.
I think it's all going to change when the new rules come in, personally.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It would really suck if it doesn't.
Really would, as they come to the backstretch once again. And Scott Warren, let's take a look at him right now. Currently all the way back in P20. Running in a little pack by himself with Joe Francis and Jesse Cottrell. Remember, those 3 were at the front of the field at one point. Now just working together to try and catch up to the lead pack here. Very unfortunate for those 3, because those 3 have fast cars here tonight.
And we saw what happened to Warren on pit exit, which is what put him back there. But yeah, now those three are going to try to be forced to hunt this pack down. As the pack getting out of turn 2, these guys are going into turn 1 right now.
Yeah, and they're coming up on lap traffic. That is... it will come to me. Mitchell Snare going a lap down now in the Bubba Watson tribute.
Yep. And that just goes to show what the pit cycle means and having to come in with a group of cars as John LeBombard has just managed to cling on to the back end of this front group.
Yeah, and Shane Paul's going to lap down as well, unfortunately, and not going to be happy with that, considering he was, well, it was his fault, but he kind of put himself in that situation when he was coming down and he wasn't clear in front of Aaron Tribble.
Yeah, you're not going to see it as your fault until you actually see it again. So I'm sure he's not all that happy with the 86.
Yeah, I've made that mistake before when I've gotten into an incident and I've blamed it on the person until I've looked back on it and then realised, oh yeah, it was actually my fault. Never mind.
Yep, and then you don't even bother apologizing because they're still going to run you into the dirt anyway.
Oh no, I'm a very honest person. If I realise I've done wrong, then I will own up to it. You know.
Wow. That's the problem. That's the problem that the 23 is going to face this race because he just had a big lag spike and disappeared, and the 39 of Falkingham thought that spot had opened and went down.
Yeah, and he's realised that, and he's going to drop out of the pack here. Good heads-up driving there by Logan Jones to stay out of the way because of that. And he falls back in behind Jason Papp, so good for him as Shane Paul is in pit road. And I believe he might be calling it a night here because he's got a very damaged car.
You know, that you can't make it from here on fuel, especially if he's not in the pack. So I'm not sure what he's getting at by pitting now. Yep, and there he goes.
Yeah. So Shane Paul is out of this race now as we now on lap 43. We are well past halfway. And things are settling down a bit here now. We could be coming up to green flag pits. I'm guessing around lap 50. We could be seeing the next lot of pit stops. So make sure you're strapped in for those because the first round were pretty exciting.
Yeah, 50 should get you there. 45 is pretty much the window, which we're coming up to now. So if I were crew chiefing one of these drivers, I would say between 47 and 51. That would be my pit window to make it to the end.
Ryan Worley getting a bit out of shape there, coming out of turn 4. Just dipped it below the yellow line for a split second as he gets it all collected up and stays back in line just ahead of Jason Papp, right behind the 48 of Connor Trafari. But it's Zach Bowerman, and like you said, started at the back of the field after requesting an EOL, finds himself at the front with the other Red Bull car right behind him. 18 spots. He's the biggest mover by a long shot here, Frank. That Bowman really putting on a show here tonight.
23 is wiggling in the middle, but yes, Bowerman, again, he had gone from the back to the front, to the back up to the front, back to the back, and then up to the front again, all in the matter of about 20 laps. So that 9 has proven to be the strongest car out here.
Yeah, Cody Smith's doing a very good job of pushing him right there as we go to Greg McConey, who's getting a push there on that high side with, I can't quite see who that is, right behind him. Brandon Wilson in the Realtree number 501. And remember, Wilson looking for a second win in a row here. We don't know how the finish is going to go here, so he might have a chance. We don't know. We just don't know.
Do you know why you didn't see it?
What?
You know why you couldn't pick him out?
Why?
The camo paint scheme. Come on, man.
Oh, come on. That's just... Yeah, never mind. Aaron Tribble will be...
Camo.
Aaron Tribble will be the next driver to go a lap down. Actually, John LeBombard is back with the lead pack here. If Tribble's not careful, he is being pushed by Mitchell Snare right now, but if he's not careful, Aaron Tribble will find himself a lap down as well. And John LeBombard will get ahead of him as well. So this could be a bit of trouble here for that man in the 95 who was involved, the 86 who was involved in that incident with Shane Paul, which unfortunately put Shane Paul out of the race. But yeah, it's very unfortunate there for the 86 because he was having such a strong run early on.
Yeah, he was, and they're going into turn 1 right now. Compare that to the pack, who is now going into turn 1, so I would have to assume maybe a full corner is what the gap is. But yeah, that's definitely unfortunate for the 86. Who did have a good car and was driving, I mean, fairly aggressively. It's just an unfortunate situation.
He didn't get any damage from that, from what I could see. It's just the fact that he just got really slowed down and lost the back of the pack, and he's going to need a caution here, and I'm thinking he's going to have to hope and pray that these guys behind him pit before he does.
Yeah, and it's that pit window that I gave is open right now. We're about to start lap 48. So the guys can make it on one more stop here as Falkingham's persistence on the outside pays off as he finally gets to the lead.
Yeah, so for the first time tonight, Falkingham finds himself out in front ahead of the two Red Bull cars. Connor Trafari, you see Logan Jones up there as well, being pushed by Greg McConey and Brandon Wilson and Jason Papp. And how special would this be for Greg McConey if he got a good finish here tonight?
It would be unbelievably special, and I'm sure he's going to show how special it means, how much it means to him as this race wears on, just lap by lap by lap.
22 laps to go out the line as they come down to it right now. And green flag pit stops are looming, so they need to kind of set themselves up for this now, as those guys on the high line might decide to stay out for an extra lap simply because they just do not have the room to come down and pit.
Yeah, no, they're kind of stuck where they are right now, and I think that's kind of the plan for those guys, because if they were looking to pit here within the next lap or two, they would not be hanging where they are right now.
And we're still focused on Greg McConey there. He's just to the outside of Connor Trafari. So we are down to 23 drivers left in this race now. Two of them are a lap down. That'll be Mitchell Snett and John LeBombard, as Brad Bothwell is in pit road. He's going to be the first one to drop down for his green flag pit stop. He can make it from here.
Yes, you definitely can, and the two Red Bull cars just put on a power move, getting around and running away from the 39 of Daniel Falkingham as they now lap Snead and Tribble. Tribble's going to get a caution. He needs it, like, now.
Yeah, and if he's not careful, he's been pushed out of position here. John LeBombard, who's right there, will be right on. Yeah, and green flag pit stops are starting now as we're going to have them coming down to pit road. Zach Bowman and co staying out, I think, as Connor Trafari, Brody Smith and Zayshan Dura are the first three, or the next three, to come down to pit road. Brody Smith needs a good pit stop here if he wants to have any chance of winning this one.
Yeah, I'm surprised more cars didn't come. We're at the back end of this pit window here. As I'm looking in chat, Mark Mann, Nicholas Wing are going to be coming in this lap. And there goes Cody Smith to the outside of Bowerman. And the almighty run, the 8 of Anthony is going to get to the inside. It's going to be cut off, though, by the 23.
12.6 for Dura. Tribble was in pit road as well. Trafari, sorry. He was the slowest pit time going to Brody Smith as everybody into pit road now. We got 9 drivers in pit road now. So Greg McConey, as I suspected, decided to stay out for an extra lap here, Frank.
Yeah, and it's pretty much the same groups all pitted with each other there as they did on the first pit stops, and a lot cleaner in entry this time as compared to the last time, as we look now to the this next group that's going to come in.
as they are going to put a lap on Brad Bothwell. I believe Bothwell might have had a penalty as he is going a lap down from these guys. He should get it back now, though, coming into pit road, so no harm, no foul there, as McConey going to get to his hit his marks pretty perfectly, as well as everybody else. It's like they're flying in formation there.
Yeah, Brandon Wilson, who's flirting with the edge of that infield grass right now.
Jesse Cottrell having to carry on. He got a bump from, I believe that might have been Joe Francis, pushing Cottrell out of line, and Cottrell has to go round for another attempt to go into pit road. Absolute disaster there for the 27.
Yeah, and that will put an end to Cottrell's race, essentially. And yeah, that was... I don't know if Francis didn't know he was coming into pit, or he didn't realize that Cottrell was going to hit the brakes as quickly as he did. But yeah, very unfortunate situation for that number 27.
Yeah, as we're going to have a new leader here. It's going to be Michael Anthony. And it's Chris Worrell leading the lead pack here coming out of turn 2. As these three, I believe, were the first... No, Worrell wasn't.
That really makes me question what happened on pit exit, because if you look, the guys who were leading that group, the 7 of Cody Smith, the 9 of Zach Bowman, they have fallen way off of that group.
Yeah, as we are looking at the 6, the 8, and the 04 as they come for the travel. Look at Falkingham, and that is the 9. Wait, 1 second.
It's Nicholas Wing.
Yeah, Nicholas Wing up there as well.
And we've seen him start to move up, but now he's there, and it's only a 5-car showdown right now, and a big block from Worrell. And Falkingham will split the middle.
Yeah, and I'm wondering as well what happened to the lead pack here, as the 2 Red Bull cars of Cody Smith and Zach Bowman off the pace with Logan Jones, and I believe that is Ryan Worley with them as well. And as I suspected, biggest loser, Jesse Cottrell, only just leaving his pit stall now, and he's going to go a lap down.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what the tire strategy was with these guys. Some of them might have taken 2, the Red Bull guys might have taken 4. So that could be what happened in the pit stops there, just a difference in tire strategy between the front group.
Michael Anthony making a move on Daniel Falkingham now as they come down the backstretch here towards turn 3. See Martin Mann giving the biggest push ever to Daniel Falkingham though. And look at this pack behind them. Zayshan Dura pushing his way forward again.
Yeah, Dwyer had a huge run, and he's got the 22 of Brody Smith right behind him, and that's Connor Trafari following the 22. And Mark Mann said, you know what, I like that. Dwyer says, not so much.
And Mark Mann gets caught in the sucker hole here, so he's going to go straight through the middle and to the back of this pack. Nicholas Witten not really pushing the issue right now, and I kind of don't blame him. 15 laps to go, not really go time now, so he's just going to sit back and relax there in that classic looking number 90 machine, as Cody Smith and everybody else behind him doing everything they can to try and catch up to the lead pack here.
And a little bit of uncoordinated teamwork between the 10 and the 22, as the 10 was starting to swing to the middle, and I can only imagine Brody Smith was saying, I'm not clear of the 04 yet, wait. And then once they both cleared him, they both came down, and man, now on the inside lane.
Yeah, as going back to Cody Smith, they are reeling in the lead pack here, so these guys working together very well. The 6-car pack led by Cody Smith, Logan Jones, Zach Bowman, Greg McConey, James Cato, and Ryan Worley, just tailing off the back of the 3 there, as Brandon Wilson is a bit further back and does not have any help whatsoever, so Wilson might be in a bit of trouble here. As we go back to the lead pack here, Falkingham just doing everything he can to hold on as we're coming to 13 laps to go at the line here, Frank.
Yeah, Falkingham has shown speed this entire race. The 8 now starting to show his speed. We know what the 22 can do. Here comes the 6 of Worley, who's been aggressive tonight. And that's Duera leading that lap.
Yeah, lap led by Zeshan Duera. Zeshan Duera leading this one. Falkingham in down to second, and Brody Smith, ever present in the top 5 throughout these races, just giving that number 10 the biggest push possible, as there goes Duera to the inside of, well, onto the inside line, and does get the clear as Brody Smith gets left floundering on that high side.
Yeah, you can see how much that 22 is wiggling, and that move up from the 8 didn't help. But here comes that pack. It's catching up. It's only 5 cars now. Something happened to Worley that dropped him off the back of this group. But it's about to get a lot crazier as here comes the pack to speed.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of speed right there. They've caught onto the draft now, so this is going to make the race to the flag even more interesting here, as Falkingham has the lead back again, but Duera still has the inside line. Watch for the 2 Red Bull cars. They are now in the draft, as well as Logan Jones, as well as Greg McCody and James Cato. Cato also is another one of the winners this so far this season, winning the Dash for Cash a few races ago.
Yes, he did, with probably the greatest reaction to a Dash for Cash victory in racing history. As Falkingham trying his best to work both sides against the middle here. Not going to be able to block Worrell going into turn 1, but he's not going to need to, as that 10 of Duera is right on him.
Oh, 11 laps to go here at Talladega, and when they come back across the line, it is officially go time, as we will be 10 laps to go here at Talladega. Who's going to come out on top and win this one? We don't know. We never know these things when we come to the checker flag. It's pretty much... that was Mark Mann getting to the side of Chris Worrell, and Worrell just can't stay out of trouble tonight.
You know, Worrell's had himself a full night, and Cody Smith made a very close cut in front of the 23 of Logan Jones right before that happened. So these guys are giving a little bit less room. And as you mentioned, just 10 laps to go now. It's going to start to get even closer.
It is officially go time in this race now. 10 laps to go, 9.5 laps to go, as Nicholas Wing is going to drop out of the pack now. He's trying to stay out of trouble here, as Daniel Falkingham still holding on to the lead ahead of Zeshan Duera. Mark Mann trying to make the outside line work, but just nothing working out for him right now.
And Bowerman and Cody Smith have linked up the 2 Red Bull cars. I would have to assume Cody's going to wait, and he does wait until Bowerman's got the run. I would expect these 2 Red Bulls to be in the lead come the back straightaway.
And Cody Smith will be credited with the lead lap led if he can get it back round again. In the he actually did get credited with the lap led, I think.
Let me see.
I think he did. As
He
Smith
did not
Oh.
by 500ths.
Oh, so that closer. But Cody Smith getting out in front of Falkingham, and Bowman going to leave the outside line here. This is going to be a very... I don't know. It's going to be a photo finish between 2 Red Bull cars.
Yeah, there's no multi-21 here, though. That's going to be the problem. As Bowerman, we've seen how quick Bowerman is. We know how quick Cody Smith is every single week, and Bowerman getting pushed to the lead by Mark Mann. Remember, Mann started second, then fell to the back. He's back up to the front pack.
Yeah, he's up there in 3rd place right now, as Bowman looking to get the clear from his teammate Cody Smith there as they come down the backstretch here. And Bowman gonna get the clear. He can come down if he needs to, but no, he's left it too late, and Cody Smith gets back to his inside there.
Yeah, Falkingham has been aggressive on the push, and we've seen that all race long. It's just it's not he's not getting that aggression returned back to him when he's in the lead of a line, as I believe, who is that? That is Snare, I believe they're coming up on in the 43.
Yeah, Mitchell Snare going another lap down here as they come to complete another lap here with 7 laps to go at Talladega as Cody Smith back to the lead here. He's got his main man right behind him now, Zach Bowman. And Bowman probably going to play second fiddle here, as he's probably going to try and push the other Red Bull car to the win here tonight as they fly in towards turn 3, Frank.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Falkingham would make that move to the outside and leave that option open for Smith and Bowerman. As now Smith is going to go to the outside, Bowerman to the inside. He's getting pushed by Duera, and I think Smith didn't realize how big of a run he had. Smith still leads the lap, but my goodness.
No, Falkingham, you're right about his aggressive push in there, and nearly pushed Cody Smith clean off the track. And look at that, it's very aggressive between the 7 and the 03 or 39, whatever way you look at it, as here comes on the outside Michael Anthony being pushed by Brody Smith now as they go to the inside line again, and blocking again is Cody Smith.
At 39, Falkingham wants this win. We talked about it, that change of mentality he's had from the start of this Super Speedway series to the last couple of weeks. He is hungry. He wants this win, does Falkingham.
And Falkingham gets the lap led as they cross the line. We are 5 laps to go at Talladega. We are gearing up for another exciting finish here in the iRacing East Super Speedway Series as Falkingham pushes his way back to the lead again in front of Cody Smith. And this is going to get hyper aggressive between the 7 and the 39 here.
Yeah, it's already been aggressive from the 39. The question is now is we got a couple of guys who we haven't really seen up at the front. Anthony and Mann, what kind of push can they get around the 2 Red Bull cars in Falkingham?
Well, Trafari and Brody Smith not really helping much behind them. They're about half a car length behind them, as there goes Brody Smith now finally getting the gap down to the 04. But it's Falkingham leading again as we go to 4 laps to go here. And I'm just watching in the back here. You see Greg McConey just laying back ever so slightly there in the background in P10. He's given himself the insurance card that if this goes completely to hell, then he'll have enough room to make his way through the wreck, so to speak.
Yeah, you would hope so, as he's now pulled right up to the back of Connor Trafari, and absolutely no help for the 2 Red Bulls and Falkingham from the 23 behind. Pardon me, as now McConey starting to push that 23, giving him no choice, and there go the 2 Red Bulls to the outside.
Yeah, as Cody Smith will get that lap led to 3 laps to go here, and it's getting closer as when they come back around, that is when the aggression gets ramped up even more, and Cody Smith going to get pushed out by his own teammate on the exit of turn 2. Michael Anthony going to see the advantage there and push his way through the middle.
That's what happens when you suck up a little too much, a little too early. That's the last place you want to get a bump, is coming off of a corner, and that's exactly what Bowerman and Cody Smith did. Bowerman giving him a bump in the worst possible spot, and it has split them up completely.
Yeah, and it's bunched everybody up as they come back to the line here. You see Brody Smith giving Falkingham the push now as they come down, and the popsicle sticks are out. 2 laps to go here at Talladega. I nearly call it Talladega, but never mind. As they come through 1 and 2, Falkingham still holding on. Bowman dropping back. McConey trying to push forward. Wing has stepped up his aggression levels as well as he's pushing the back of James Cato. As here comes Michael Anthony now to the outside, being pushed by Zayshin Dura and Connor Trafari. I still have no idea where this is going to go.
Tears, that's where it's going to go. As here comes the 22 making a move, trying to make a move, and there they go.
Oh, big wrecks all over the place, and oh my goodness me, and Falkingham, Cody Smith, Michael Anthony, and Mark Mann. Wow, Mark Mann flying through the air. Absolute disaster. We knew this was coming, Frank. That aggression level was piping up very quickly, and I knew as soon as they were going to come back around to the final lap, all hell was going to break loose.
Yes, and unfortunately it did. As there goes our caution-free race with only a couple hundred yards to go. And boy, oh boy, I mean, you knew it was coming. The anticipation was building. And now it's going to build even more as the whole field is going to get a crack at this.
Brody Smith given the lead after that push on Falkingham that put him in the wall. Dura in second, James Cato in third, Zach Bowman in fourth. He managed to get away with it. Fifth is Logan Jones. Sixth is Nicholas Wynn. Greg McConey got through that. He's in P7, and he's the last of the extremely damaged cars out there right now, Frank.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of fast cars that are going to catch up. We saw Aaron Tribble. He could play a part in the end of this race. The 6 of Chris Worrell could definitely play a part in the end of this race as guys now coming in to fix damage, led by the number 12 of Greg McConey.
McConey's going to get fresh boots for this final part of the race. We are going to go to overtime here at Talladega. And Greg McConey sees something that others don't, and he's going to bring that car down for some fresh tyres. So let's see if that does work in his favour. He's gonna have to put himself in a situation where he does not need fuel. He's got enough to make it to the end, but the fresh tyres might work in his favour here.
Yeah, they might. And there are 2 attempts at a green-white checkers, so he is giving himself all of the insurance that he needs.
14.9, he took tyres and fuel.
Yeah, that's as you would in this case. You know, you're going to be starting at the back end of the leaders anyway, so you may as well give yourself the best car you can give yourself.
Jason Papp in pit road for a long... I didn't see him get caught up in that. Did he get caught up in that?
No, he has no damage on the car. He wasn't in that front group, so he might have just been serving a penalty, or he might have wanted to ensure that he would be at the back of the group.
Maybe, as Colin Trafari, Daniel Falcon, Mark Mann, no surprise that he's out because he went for a ride in that number 04.
Yeah, and you mentioned Michael Anthony Dunn, the 7 of Cody Smith, who we were talking about him and Brody both being incredibly unlucky towards the end of these races. Once again, striking for Cody. He came in and towed the 48, was able to drive it around Trafari. And, I mean, obviously, Mark Mann was towing that car as Trafari now leaving with no front end.
Yeah, and understandably, some drivers not happy. Michael Anthony being a bit is a bit angry in the Discord chat, let's just say that.
Yeah, I can imagine, but you know, it's coming to the white flag. You know, this is, I mean, I could understand the frustration to the level that he is exuding on lap 2, but not with 2 to go.
So the driver to watch on this restart, he's restarting back in P10 right there. That is Greg McConey. We will keep an eye on him. He's got fresh tyres and fresh fuel. Everybody else in front of him is on old tyres and low fuel. The only thing that might work against McConey is that heavy fuel load in that car.
Yeah, that will hurt a little bit. But if this is going to get 2 different attempts here at a green-white checkered, that might actually be beneficial to him. So double-edged sword kind of deal for him.
Colin Trafari just coming out of pit road, did not get out in time, and he will fall to the back of the field. Unfortunately. As, yeah, he looks like a pavement modified.
As I'm looking right now, Daniel Falkingham is the last car on the lead lap in, I would assume, 16th.
I believe it's Aaron Tribble, actually. No, Tribble is a lap behind.
Tribble is a lap down. Trafari just got lapped, and Falkingen is actually behind the group, so he's probably... So I think Jesse Cottrell is the last car on the lead lap right now in 15th position.
So getting a bit of redemption for that incident that put him a lap down. So Cottrell getting the lucky dog. Frank, we're coming through turns 3 and 4. So why don't you get us going for this final time here tonight? This is the first caution we've had all night, so it's your turn this time.
Yeah, I mean, it's waited long enough. As the field comes through turn 4, Brody Smith, Zishan Dwera, the front 2. After that, it's James Cato, a name we haven't mentioned at all tonight, and Zach Bowerman behind them. Those two are going to be the most important. And look at Cato is already on the back of the 22, ready and waiting for him to go. Wait until we come back to the other end of the tri-oval here. Before this race goes green, Pack is starting to bunch up. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing once again. Green-white checkered at Talladega.
The first of 2 attempts here at Talladega. And Brody Smith just controlling things as they go in towards 1 and 2. And there was...
Oh, there goes McConey!
Oh, no! And McConey getting caught up in an incident there, gets spun around, and the caution will come out again.
Bothwell upside down.
Spinning on his top. And he gets it on his wheels. Good bit of breakdancing there for the 156.
Yeah, he'll be able to drive it back. The double zero of Worley was backwards along the outside wall. And this really starts because Nicholas Wing did not get a good restart as compared to the inside lane. He kind of stacked everybody up, and Warren tried to split the middle and just hooked McConey in the 12. It doesn't look like he got too much damage out of that.
No, McConey didn't hit anything. He had a bit of car contact, but that was about it. And he should be okay to continue, but he's going to lose a few spots out of that one, though.
Yeah, Bothwell, on the other hand, is not going to be...
I'll give him points for his breakdancing skills, because he managed to do a bit, you know, when they spin on their head?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that. Then he did a little bit of a twirly thing and then landed back on his wheels. So, got to give him points for that at least.
I think this is the part where Larry Mack would say NASCAR is probably going to park him because he doesn't have a deck lid or a spoiler on right now.
When they finally put the new damage model back on these cars, I'm pretty sure we will see that. Jason Dura credited with the lead at the caution there. Brody Smith falling back behind Joe Frank. Has Smith got a problem?
Possibly out of fuel. No, he's coming back up. No, he's on his way up as the field was just trying to catch the safety truck. And now we're going to see oh, maybe not.
Nicholas Wing goes in. Jason Papp goes back in. Chris Worrell is in. Connor Trafari back in pit road as well. Daniel Falkingham. Greg McConey bringing it back down again, probably to get the hammer out and just knock those few dents out on the side of his car.
Sorry.
That's all he got, though. A couple of dents in the car. That's about it. Nothing more than that.
Yeah, no. For having started the wreck, he actually came out of there pretty well. However, Worrell coming into the pits missing some bits and pieces off the front end of his car.
I believe he was caught up in the big one, so...
Okay. I'll get John LeBombard back on the lead lap.
Yep. Good to see LeBombard back up there. He's had a pretty uneventful race in that 95 machine. As he comes out ahead of... he goes ahead of Cody Smith, but probably not for long. Smith is back out on track. Mark Mann is still in pit road, but I believe he might be out. Same for Michael Anthony. He's out. Brad Bothwell is looking like he's out as well. He is. So unfortunate there for him. And it is looking like Zayshan Dura managed to take the lead away from Brody Smith on that last restart because he's still in front of the 22.
Yeah, and that was... I had said coming to the line that the second row is going to be even more important than the first. That second row is the pushing row. And once again, the 10 has the 9 of Bowerman behind him. And I would have to assume that they're going to get another good jump, especially now with Duera leading the line. And that inside line was able to stay formed up a lot better than the outside line was. So I would have to say advantage Duera here on this restart.
I'm pretty sure when we spoke to Dura last week, he said he was going to be going for it this week. And we can definitely see the results of it now, leading this piece, as we get set to start the final green-white checkered of the night.
And that is what we are about to do. Now, next flag is going to end the race here at this point. So the green flag is going to come out. If a caution comes out before they take the white flag, the race is over. If the white flag comes out, depending upon where the accident is, then either the caution will come out or they're going to race the checkered, one of the two.
Yeah, and looking at a very nice dynamic shot of the field there as they're making their way through 1 and 2. It looks very nice on my cameras. Yeah, look at this is going to be. They're going to have to be careful on this next restart because the next flag will end it. They will want to bring it back round to the checkered flag as they have done every race so far this season. We've not seen a single overtime go the full distance and go to the checkered flag. Yeah, I saw that. We've not seen a yellow flag end the race yet so far this season, so we don't want that again here tonight. We don't want that here tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure what Duera was doing there. But he certainly jumbled up Bowerman there.
Yeah, Bowerman having to take evasive action onto the apron here as James Cato getting out of line as well.
Cato cleaning off the line he's going to use going into 3.
Yeah.
Last week's winner in the 501, Brandon Wilson, now up there. Look who's back up here also. The 17 of Warren is back in the fight.
Jesse Cottrell back in the top 10 as well after that incident cost him. The incident with Joe Francis cost him the lead lap as they come out of turn 4. Pace truck is off for the final time here tonight. And for the final time, we will get this race going once again with a green-white checkered and Zayshan Dura leading this thing as they come down to the tri-oval for the final time under pacing. And who's going to come out on top in this one? We still don't know. As green flag is out, the final overtime event is started now. And it's going to be Brody Smith with a nose out in front as they go flying off into turn 1 there, Frank.
Yeah, that's great pushing by the second lane yet again. Unfortunately, that outside lane not able to get wound up and caught up. It's definitely advantage inside line, as I suspected, is Cato hanging right onto the back of Brody Smith.
They are 4 wide almost as they come down the backstretch here. They need to make it back to the white flag here as Zach Bowman pushes his way to the front behind with Logan Jones right behind him. It's going to leave Logan Jones out to dry, and Zach Bowman going to have the lead coming out of turn 4 as they come down to try and get the white flag. It's not going to come out. Zach Bowman will get the win here, and Zayshan Dura is going to come off the loser.
Oh, and McConey's going for a wild ride in that 12.
Oh my goodness me. So that is going to be the race here. Zach Bowman is going to be your 9th different winner this season. And when we started this, we wouldn't never have called that at all. 9 different winners in the first 9 races.
Everyone says it. These races are crapshoots, and we've seen that 9 out of 9. But boy, oh boy, McConey went for a wild ride, getting turned, then pinballed. That was a ride and a half for him.
Yeah, and during that last caution, Joe Francis had to tow. That's how bad of a crash he had. McConey able to keep it going, but he's going to be credited with P16 as Dura is still going amazingly.
The 22 just ran into the 27 as they were catching up to the pace truck. Not sure if that was intentional or just Brody Smith not paying attention, which it very easily could have been. Lord knows I've done it also.
Yeah, but what about Jesse Cottrell, though? Going a lap down after an incident with Joe Francis, bouncing back, and it looks like he's going to pick up 2nd place here. And Brody Smith going to get some luck come his way. He's finally going to get a podium. After having such an unlucky season so far, he's finally going to get a good result out of this one.
And just think of everything that Scott Warren went through in this race as well. He's going to finish just outside of the podium positions. A top 5 for Brandon Wilson. Nicholas Wing is hanging in there as well. It's a great race for a lot of guys. And also John LeBombard, who got himself caught a lap down early because of pitting off cycle. He's going to finish in the top 10.
Now, I don't know why it's scoring Joe Francis in 2nd place. He did tow, so that should have put him back down. But Zach Bowman is your winner, followed by Jesse Cottrell and Brody Smith. As there is your race winner right there. As we are going to go and reach out to the 3rd place driver. That's going to be Jesse Cottrell. I'm not sure why.
Brody Smith, I think, actually.
Oh, yeah. Brody Smith. Yeah.
Now, Bowerman did have that EOL penalty, so technically he does start. So he really started the race in 24th.
Yeah.
Technically 19th is where he starts and he wins the race. Jesse Cottrell started 20th and finished 2nd.
Wow. So we're going to go to our 3rd place finisher, Brody Smith. We're going to go and try and find him now as we're going to bring him down to the booth. As Frank, I believe you got Brody Smith with you right now.
Yeah, I got you.
How you doing, bud?
Doing good. I've been here all season leading laps, and I just haven't got the finishes. I feel like I've been here 100 times and haven't got the finishes I deserve. But I didn't have the car for that last restart there. Daniel threw some blocks, and he's all good. You gotta do that type of stuff here, and I just turned him around. So he took responsibility, and it takes a lot to own up to stuff like that. So yeah.
So this is a turn of fortune for you, however, because you're usually out in the big wreck. To be involved in a couple of the big wrecks here and still finish 3rd, that's got to be a great change of fortune, especially going into such a different car in the ARCA car going into next week.
Yeah. I had one race won. I led like 44 laps, and Derek Pemberton's internet screwed me out of that one, and he went right through me, and there's just a lot of races I felt like they cost me, but I'm the 3rd most winningest driver in this league, and I'm trying to show it, but I just haven't had the fortune to do so. So hopefully we can get back to our winning ways and pick up a championship. I know my brother Cody has 2 of them, and he's a little upset with me right now because he feels like I caused that wreck with Daniel, but that's just brotherly love right there.
Yes, I mean it's the kind of things that happen. Just really quick, I'm assuming just complete mistake and not paying attention. The incident coming up to the safety truck with Jesse Cottrell at the very end there.
Yeah. I wasn't in IES Discord, and I had to swap over since I finished in the top 3. I was in just Discord with a couple of friends because I was on Cody's and Zach's team, but we had a little fallout, so I swapped over to JD with Nick Kessler, one of my best friends, and he doesn't race anymore on Friday night. So I was just in a Discord with a few of my buddies, and that's what that was. I apologize. I ain't mean to hit him. I just my Discord screen, I had half and half up, and he was right in the middle of it, so I didn't even see him. I tried to slow up in time, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's just one of them deals. I'm glad it wasn't anything that cost us really. So
Yeah, no, that's kind of what we had figured up here as well. It was just a mistake and not paying attention.
yeah, one of the rare incidents out of me. I definitely apologize. I hate running into people, no matter whether we're under caution or not. So that's just not like me. But that's on me.
So going into those ARCA cars at Daytona, how do you feel about the ARCA cars in a group like this?
I'm expecting one faster pair, like we had last time. I felt like the last time we were in ARCA cars, I think that's when y'all's broadcast went out or something, but we were 3x3 almost the whole race, no incidents really. So I got a P7 out of there last time, and we got some momentum going our way. We were second coming to the white flag last week, and I turned Scott around, and then P3 here tonight. So positive momentum. We just gotta harness it and try and finish these things off. I know I run up front, and then it just seems to slip through at the end. So if we can just finish them off right like we did tonight, I think we'll be just fine, and we can win a bunch of races this season.
And anyone you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, JD Motorsports with Nick. Congratulations to Zach on the win. Z, Sean, Connor, Tafari, just all them great people. And, we executed tonight on our strategy. We came to the front, and we showed out, and we showed who we are. So, a fun race overall.
All right, your third place finisher tonight, Brody Smith. Congratulations, bud.
Thank you.
So that was Brody Smith joining us in the booth there. I'm gonna move there for now. Now, and that was Brody Smith. I actually forgot to call out the sponsors, so I do apologize for that. We'll get to that in a minute. But coming down to the booth now, we're gonna try and find him if he's up there.
Strictly Stock Motorsports.
There he is. So we're gonna bring down Jesse Cottrell. Jesse, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Second place on the night, and you have had an eventful night tonight, going a lap down after an incident with Francis, and then just powering your way back up there. Got to be happy with your end result here.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought my race is over there. Joe Francis is my teammate there on Strictly Stock Motorsports, and we was pitting at the same time, and we was trying to get spread apart there so we can get to pit road, but had a little miscommunication and overshot my pit, ran out of fuel, and caught that late caution there and got back on the lead lap and gave me the opportunity to finish out P2.
Now, you started at the back of the field, very all the way at the back, and you had some very good runs. You even led in the early part of the race there. Were you confident that you could get to the front anyway, regardless of starting at the back?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I feel that I'm pretty good at super speedways. I just the beginning of the race, I wanted to get up in there and see what the competition's like. I don't run this every Friday, and I just want to see what kind of car I had, and I knew I was able to lead some laps, so I just decided to drop back. But yeah, I figured no matter how far I go back, I knew I could get my way back up to the front.
Yeah, and that you did, and obviously you went that lap down after the green flag pit stop, but we had that big one happen. You got to have been thanking your lucky stars that came out and gave you the lucky dog.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, without that caution and that lucky dog, I would have been nowhere near finishing, at least on the lead lap there. And everything fell the right way for me there, and came out P2. And heck yeah, I'll take it.
Absolutely, and it's your best finish of the season so far, so congratulations for that one. Looking ahead to next week, we are back at Daytona, but this time in the ARCA machines. What are your thoughts going into that one?
I think it's going to be a pretty interesting race. I like the ARCA cars, and just got to keep her on the yellow line and try to keep it up there and run with some of the best here in the IES.
All right, and anyone you want to give a shout out to, say thanks to before I let you go?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to say thank you to Plan B Sales, Midwest Motor Customs, iRacing, iFlag, And all my boys over at Strictly Stock Motorsports for sticking with me ever since I started this thing up. And appreciate everything from the broadcast. Yeah, y'all do an amazing job. Thank you.
No problem. That's Jesse Cottrell coming home in the 27 US Marines machine. Congratulations one more time, and we'll see you next week in the ARCA cars at Daytona.
Yes, sir, gentlemen. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night.
You too. So that was Jesse Cottrell. Let's go to the man of the moment, though, as I'm going to go and find him. He's going to be up there somewhere. I always lose. That's the problem with... there he is.
Towards the top.
I got him. As Frank is going to be with him right now as we bring him down to the booth. And Frank, you're with the race winner.
Zach Bowman, Frank Marchese, ESBN, you got us?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Oh, what's up with you? You take an end-of-line penalty within 4 laps. You're up at the lead. You fall back again. Then within a couple more laps, you're up at the front. You had a strong Red Bull car tonight.
Yeah, these Cup cars are nice because they're kind of free-flowing. You can really do what you want with them, and especially at Talladega because, I mean, you have so much room to kind of do whatever you want. Yeah, I had fun. Just kind of chilled. I tried to see how easy it was to go to the front, and then just chilled in the back. And yeah, it was great. I was just found a way to be there at the end, which is all that matters.
Now, that last restart, what was your thought, your plan going into that last restart with Duera in front of you on the inside line? You knew you were going to get the push. What were you expecting out of that last restart?
So I saw the 22 damaged, and on the restart before, he was on the bottom with the 3 behind him. And so then for the next restart, it was kind of the same sequence, but us on the bottom and them on the top. So I knew that we were going to clear the 22. I just had to wait until I think it was Logan in the 23 was behind me to clear him to really make a move. I wanted to work with Z to get to the end. I just knew that if I sat behind him when I did make the move, that we wouldn't finish 1-2, and I was really hoping we could get to the end so we could both finish up there. Yeah, bum for him, bum for Cody, bum for everyone who got wrecked. Because I mean, hell, the first 98% of that race, it looked like we were gonna make it the whole way.
It certainly did, and looking forward though to next week, the ARCA cars at Daytona. What is your thoughts going into a completely different animal from what we just went through here tonight?
I think everyone, when we last ran the ARCA cars, were a bit kind of timid because we didn't know how they were going to drive. But throughout the race, we learned they were a lot of fun, just really, really sensitive to the bumpers. So yeah, I mean, if we drove like we did tonight for the first 68, 69 laps of the race, it's going to be a great show. But those cars you have to be like 100 times more careful with than these. So I trust the field. I trust these guys. We got a good group of guys, and yeah, I'm sure it'll be just as fun. Hopefully, similar results.
All right, anyone you want to thank before we let you go?
Oh, certainly. Love to thank Cody. Cody and I worked pretty well. We were communicating all night. When we were separated, we found ways to get hooked back up pretty quick. He's a great teammate. He's one of the best out there. And then yeah, the sponsors, Plan B, the iFlag, and Buck Kicker. It's great. I mean, this league has come a long way, and almost all of them have been around since the start. So I'm thrilled to see them stick around.
And we are as well. Zach Borman, your 9th different winner in 9 races in the Super Speedway Series. So Zach, hopefully you could break the trend next week. Congratulations.
Pressure's on. Yeah. Thanks, guys. See you next week.
That was Zach Bowman joining us for the interview here tonight. Frank, before we go to the results here, another wild finish here again tonight.
Yeah, and we expect the craziness, and they made us wait for it this time. But when it happened, boy, oh boy, it got crazy all at once. And for the first time this season, finishing a race under caution, going through both green-white checkers, it was a really good, clean race at the very beginning, and then just the absolute craziness at the end that we kind of come to expect here from this race.
Yeah, and for the first time this season, we did manage to use up both allocations of the green white checkers. So that is a first for this season. Obviously not a happy first, but it's a first regardless. But anyway, let's go to the results of tonight's race, as coming home with the win, the 9th different winner here with iRacing E-Series this season, and that would be Zach Bowman. Coming home in second place is Jesse Cottrell, and rounding out your podium here is Brody Smith. 4th going to Scott Warren, starting on the pole here for the 2nd race in a row. 5th going to Brandon Wilson. 6th going to Nicholas Wing. 7th to Ryan Worley. 8th to Jason Patt. That's one of his best finishes this season. John LeBombard coming home in P9 after being 2 laps down at one point, so good to see him get back. Chris Worrell, he's been in all sorts of trouble tonight, but he gets a top 10 regardless. James Cato in P11, and Connor Trafari crossing the line in P12, Frank.
Yep, Daniel Falking and finishing in P13. Greg McConey, P14. Zishad Duera, who we saw lead the field to the green, is going to come home in 15th. Logan Jones, 16th. Joe Francis, 17th. That rounds out the field of lead lap finishers. Aaron Tribble finishes 1 lap down in 18th. Mitchell Snare, 3 laps down in 19th. Brad Bothwell, 4 laps down in 20th. Cody Smith, 7 laps down in 21st. Michael Anthony and Mark Mann finished 22nd, 23rd, both 9 laps down. And Shane Paul calling it a night just after halfway, finishing 24th and last.
Well, that is going to do it for us here on ESBN for the iRacing E-Series. Remember, we will be back next week for the 10th race of the season in the ARCA Car to Daytona. Big shout out to the sponsors, Butt Kicker, iRacing, iFlag, Midwest Motor Customs, and of course the main sponsors, Plan B Sales, for being on board with this series here this season. But that is going to do it for us here tonight. Make sure you check us out tomorrow night when we bring you NASCAR Online, as they are at Bristol tomorrow night. So going to be a fun one for you guys out there. But for now, all that's left for me to say from myself, Sam Kimber, and from Frank Marchese, keep it clean, keep it green, and we will catch you live with Tony and Kevin tomorrow night from Bristol. Have a good night.
I want to tell you all about this day. What I felt, the cold, the heat. Let me hear you say, let's go to the beach. Let me hear you say, let's go to the beach. Let me hear you say, let's go to the beach. But that's all I can say. Justice.